good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American Heavyweight World Champion Superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, well, he responds to the media, American media, highlighting, and media overall, to him winning the arbitration and being awarded his contractually obligated trilogy match with rival undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion American British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. With that said, you can clearly see that the media were not happy that Deontay Wilder won the arbitration. Okay, they weren't ecstatic about that. Why? Because they wanted Tyson Fury to face fellow countrymen, two-time unified British heavyweight world champion superstar boxer Anthony Joshua. It was being discussed that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, they were going to have a showdown August 14th. But it was irresponsible on the part of Tyson Fury. It was irresponsible on the part of Anthony Joshua. It was irresponsible on the part of Matchroom CEO and promoter of Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn. It was irresponsible on the part of Queensberry Promotion CEO and promoter, legendary promoter in the UK, United Kingdom, Frank Warren, because they all knew that Tyson Fury was in an arbitration with Deontay Wilder. And they all chose to gloss over it, or dare I say, dismiss the fact that he was in arbitration. Now, after Deontay Wilder was awarded the trilogy match, the finger pointing has started, okay? Everybody's saying, well, it was this person. Eddie Hearn is saying it was Bob Arum. Frank Warren is saying Eddie Hearn knew. Bob Arum is saying Eddie Hearn knew. Anthony Joshua is saying Tyson Fury never wanted to fight. Tyson Fury is saying he wanted to fight. It just wasn't in the cards to happen right now. So everybody's pointing the finger at everybody else, but they should be pointing the finger at themselves, because all parties involved knew that Deontay Wilder was in arbitration, and they knew that Tyson Fury was contractually obligated to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy match. With that said, like I said, the media as well, for pushing Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua undisputed match, or United Kingdom undisputed match, and understand why, because there hasn't been an undisputed British heavyweight in over 120 years. So they're seeking out to end the drought. With that said, media, they were unhappy with the ruling. And American media in particular, they started to ask Deontay Wilder to step aside. Put your pride to the side and step aside was one of the headlines. So everybody's pushing for this undisputed match. So with that said, there was a headline that came out that Deontay Wilder is training by The Athletic. If Deontay Wilder is training and in the weirdest places, and Deontay Wilder is pushing for this trilogy match with Tyson Fury for financial reasons, for financial gain, and won't allow, and essentially is robbing the fans and the boxing media and the boxing world of an undisputed heavyweight showdown between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, because he needs financial gain. And so one headline, as I stated, was that Deontay Wilder had to train in the weirdest of weirdest places, because Deontay Wilder essentially doesn't have the money. So he's training in his kitchen, he's training in a hallway, he's training in the backyard. Well, he's not in full-fledged training camp as of yet, but although he's training in his backyard, although he's training in the hallway, as they stated, when we know he's not even training in a hallway, he's actually training in a gym that's built into his house. It may look like to a hallway to the untrained eye, to somebody that's not privy to that type of home gym. So with that said, Deontay Wilder says he's built a gym specifically for this Tyson Fury fight in his house. So it's still under construction, as you can see, because in one of the training clips, you can see as Deontay Wilder's hitting the pads and he's working out, you can clearly see there's a bulldozer working in the background of the clip. A bulldozer. Obviously, he has a lot of land. And so with the land, he's building a gym. You know, he's building a training facility for himself for this fight as he prepares for Tyson Fury's trilogy match, and you can clearly see it's still under construction. So Deontay Wilder says he's built a gym for get back. He's building a gym to be able to make sure and assure himself that he's prepared for this trilogy match. So with that said, as I stated when I addressed what was said, you can clearly see there's a boxing gym in the backyard. A very large boxing gym, might I add. Boxing ring. A very large boxing ring in the back, might I add. And you can clearly see the bulldozers there. But the problem is, the media is not happy, but ultimately, they're not prepared. They're not prepared for redemption on the part of Deontay Wilder. They're not prepared for Deontay Wilder to win this fight. And again, it's irresponsible on the part of the media member, specifically American media, who, should Deontay Wilder be victorious and become a two-time heavyweight champion. Now let's just look at the resume. He would have successfully defended the titles 10 times. He would have held the belt for 5 years. He started his career late and still became Olympic bronze medalist. He beats Tyson Fury. He becomes a two-time heavyweight world champion. He has knocked down and knocked out every fighter he's fought, including Tyson Fury. So even, let's say he goes in this fight, in this trilogy, and don't knock Tyson Fury down, well, he's already knocked him down twice. He has the highest knockout ratio in the history of sport of boxing at over 93%. So he becomes a two-time heavyweight world champion and beats Tyson Fury in doing so. How do you prepare to respond to Deontay Wilder? How do you prepare as media, American media, might I add, to address Deontay Wilder? How do you approach Deontay Wilder at that point in time? See, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, they can do that. You know why? Because Anthony Joshua is the competitor. Anthony Joshua, he can essentially say, you know something? I wanted to fight Tyson Fury first, but now I got to fight Deontay Wilder. So if you're American media and Deontay Wilder wins, because see, when Andy Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua and became the first Mexican heavyweight world champion in the history of sport of boxing, he did so in dramatic fashion by dropping Anthony Joshua 4 times and stopping him in the very same round Deontay Wilder was stopped in by Tyson Fury in the 7th round. You see, American media didn't call for Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder on U.S. soil to be a historic event, because it's historic because Andy Ruiz, should he have beaten Deontay Wilder, which would have been a long shot, but should he have, he would have been the first undisputed undisputed Mexican champion overall, not just heavyweight. There's never been an undisputed 4 major sanctioned belt holder to be a Mexican fighter. So it would have been a historic event, and Deontay Wilder, once again, would have had the opportunity to successfully defend his title for an 11th time and become undisputed en route to doing so as well, and keep his knockout streak on the roll. It would have been historic. But no, the American media wasn't pushing for that. Neither was UK media. They wasn't pushing for Deontay Wilder to face off against Andrew Ruiz. UK media wasn't saying, well, Anthony Joshua should put his pride to the side and step aside and let Andrew Ruiz and Deontay Wilder face off for undisputed. Why? Why not? So You get American media constantly. Now the narrative is that Deontay Wilder doesn't have the finances, so he's looking for financial gain against Tyson Fury. This is called prize fighting. So of course he's looking for financial gain. It's called prize fighting. But at the same time, he's looking to bolster his legacy. He's looking to compete and looking to be the best, or one of the best to ever do it. Has nothing to do with finances, because he don't live the lifestyle that is going to see his finances shrink if he don't continue to compete. He invests. So he responds and lets them know, I built a whole facility. I built a whole facility in my house to get back. So he said, I built a whole facility for redemption. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.